There's some research showing that only about 25% of the time does a patient's chief complaint match what they're actually worried about. An example of this would be, let's say, a patient who goes to their doctor with chest pain, and researchers track this. They monitored what was the chief complaint and later asked them, "What are you really worried about?" And they would get answers like, "I'm worried that I'm not going to be around to watch my grandchildren grow up." So most of the time, about 75% of the time, we're not really getting the full reason why the patient's there. We really don't get to that level. So a great question to ask to open up that conversation. I can't take credit for it because a friend of mine actually suggested it, but I think it's a wonderful way to kind of peel back the layers a little bit. When you sense that there's more going on, something else going on with the patient, you're not getting the full story. I think a great question to ask is, what part of this keeps you up at night? And it's likely when you ask that, the patient will pause and start to reflect and share what's really going on, what's really bothering them. And I think that gives you the ability to connect with the patient on a deeper level, because otherwise we may be educating them, but the patient might not feel like we fully understand what they're going through. So, and I think we need to consider that we spend a lot of time trying to make sure that the patient understands us through education, through informing. We want to make sure that the patient understands us, but we need to do our part as well in making sure that we understand the patient and we understand what they're going through. We may have more insight on the medical side of things, but nobody knows what's going on with that patient and what they're experiencing more than the patient themselves. So take the time to listen and understand what they're going through.